What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Friday Night Fight Talk. As per usual, every Friday. I don't know why I have to clarify that. It's not like it's in the fucking name or anything. How you doing? I'm your host, as per usual, the Notorious Jay. Welcome back. And we don't got a card to talk about this week. We got nothing really stood out this week. Next week, of course, we have 310. Really good looking card. Just the thing is that last year we also had that December card that looked stacked. 296 looked amazing, and that card was complete dog shit. On like the way the fights actually turned out. I really didn't like those fights. But not a whole lot to talk about this week. We got no Q&A this week. So normally for these episodes, I like to make them a lot shorter. Not to mention, actually, my bad. We got, the Aussie dropped some Q&A, my bad. I just gave him a heart attack. He's got a bit of an issue with this Q&A not showing up. So I'm recording this. This is a first from my car, on Friday. I just don't feel like doing it later. So we're doing it now. We're doing it in my car. So if you hear some idiots honking the horn, that's because it's also my school parking lot. Okay, so what do we got to talk about this week? So recently in MMA news, we got the PFL this weekend. Not much happening there. We got like Impa Castagne, hopping on there. I hope he wins another $1 million. And we also got the Conor McGregor case. But I'm going to start with this Q&A first. I want to get this out of the way. Make sure that this gets done first. This is what's important. This is the whole theme of this episode. We got Q&A. But we'll get into that a little later. My opinion on it. So GSP can't be the GOAT. No. Jones. I'm picking Volk. Oh, that's good. Volk's your favorite fighter, and they train at the same gym, Smarty Pants. That's good. I love it. No, looking back, I picked Volkan, but I did say anything could happen. Olberg, he looked okay. I didn't actually think he looked spectacular. But it was 30-27. Without a doubt in my mind, he won that fight pretty dominantly. I think it's just Volkan looked like absolute shit over anything. Anyway, 310 is also a stacked card. Prelims have like 6 ranked fighters, bro. It's crazy. I know. But I will say the main card is little lacking on the ranked fighters. And I will say I have an issue with the way 310's kind of sorted out. It's an amazing card. We got Pantoja versus Asakura unranked. Shavkat versus Kukshado, also, like, that's fine. Sirogan, Volkov, that's fine. This is the main one I have an issue with. Bryce Mitchell versus Kron Gracie. This is a horrible fight. This fight never should have been made, in my opinion. Like, is that just me? Like, Bryce Mitchell, really good. Like, he's good. Bryce Mitchell, he's really good. But Kron Gracie? First of all, this is going to be a boring fight. I'm going to say this right now. This is going to be a boring fight. I think both these guys are really not that entertaining. Kron Gracie had the one good fight with Alex Caceres. But Kron Gracie, the whole thing is that he's a Gracie. He's a Gracie. That's it. We're missing that, like, the Gracies that from all the way back then, how good they were before. We're missing that family. And he's just not that good. He's really not it. So he debuted, he beat Alex Caceres, and that really surprised people. But it showed people like, oh my God, we have a new contender. He is here. And then he got his ass kicked by Cub Swanson and Charles Jourdain. In 2023, Charles Jourdain could beat a Gracie. Just think about that. A lot of people don't think Charles Jourdain is that good. I think he's underrated. Might be my Canadian bias. Don't say anything about it. But coming off a huge layoff and then losing to Charles Jourdain, you're coming off a loss. Tell me that you deserve a ranked fighter. I know that you come from a huge, huge family, gyms around the world. name themselves after your family. But when you're 5-2 and you're coming off 2 losses, and they were both 4 years apart, and you've already been out for a year, that you don't deserve a ranked opponent to begin with. Like, and Bryce Mitchell, this is a good, I will say this is them kind of going back to what they used to do back in the day. When people used to have bad losses, they're champions, and they give them tune-up fights to get them back into the game, get them back used to it. Now, I will say, I actually really like Nate the Train Doo Ho Choi opening up the card. I think that's going to be a high-action fight. I think that's actually going to be real good. Anyways, I'm going on with the Q&A. I completely forgot about this. Prelims have like 6 ranked fighters, bro. It's crazy. Hot take. Evelyn Sterling fight of the... Oh, okay, just kidding. Okay. Man, yeah, that fight's going to be horrible, I think. I think it's going to be a boring fight. It has potential. It actually has potential to be one of the worst fights of the year. I'm not going to lie. One's black and one's Russian. Will Bryce Mitchell be the same? I think that'll be pretty fucking boring, too. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, I really don't like the Bryce Mitchell-Kron Gracie fight, especially it being on the main card. I can live with Movsar and Aljo being on the main card, because that's like a contender fight. Like that fight has title implications, and it's not on the main card. That's a prelim fight. Not to mention former champion to begin with. Already down there. Hayton Ishwuku, he KO'd 2 Aussies, but do you reckon he's any good? I actually have a bigger issue with the fact that he KO'd Barnett, bro. I've got a bigger issue with that. And now, granted, Barnett was injured. He injured himself. He pulled a fucking Brian Ortega. Injured his ass in the fucking... when he was doing his opening. And do you reckon he's any good? I do think the change to 265 or heavyweight... I don't think he actually weighs into 265. It's like a Jailton Almeida situation. You really just have trouble making 205. And also the skill gap is much less at heavyweight. I think he'll actually do good. Rankings, maybe actually. Looking at the rankings right now, we actually got some fucking blobs down there. So I honestly think he could break into the rankings, because he's not a blob for heavyweight. He's just got a little bit of the John Jones chunk, a little bit of the Sergey Pavlovich chunk. He's also really, really tall. I want to say he's the tallest heavyweight right now. Forget how tall he is. I'll actually look it up right now. Kennedy, no, fuck. Okay, let's see, height. I might have to translate this from my meters. As much as I'm Canadian, I have no clue what the fuck a meter is. I'm just kidding, I do. Yeah, 6'5". He's fucking tall. So I think he'll actually do quite well. Oh, and let's go Garimbo. Yeah, I hate to say, I think Garimbo's winning. Vicente Luque is a bit of a quitter. And if you've seen the betting odds for Vicente Luque versus Themba Garimbo, Vicente Luque is a minus 650 favorite. Are you kidding me? How does everyone bet on Vicente Luque right then and there? But against Nick Diaz, he was a lesser favorite, I think. This is Themba Garimbo. This is an active fighter. Vicente Luque, sure, he's ranked, but in his last fight, we watched this man just shell up and quit. Just like that. Like, it was so obvious that he just gave up. And he's really struggled lately. And I don't know how people are picking Luque over Garimbo. That's just teaser to my early pick. But his last win was RDA. Like, what? And then, of course, he had the rematch with Bilal. He still lost that. Now, granted, he has that win over Bilal. But that is a much different Vicente Luque. Yeah, I just really don't know how people can pick this man. Like, ugh. God, yeah. I don't know. Okay, so now, let's get into what I was going to say before. So, recent MMA news. So much with Conor McGregor has happened in the last week. So, Conor McGregor has been found guilty. They reached a verdict. If you know, you know. They reached a verdict. He is guilty of, I don't know if it's full rape, but I know it's sexual assault. I think it's rape. Back in 2018. So, man, I don't even know what to say. He's really screwed himself over here. Like, his career is kind of done. Yeah, man. He's kind of just over. So we're seeing more and more things drop him on a day-to-day basis. And Conor is going to appeal the decision. But there are some things that aren't adding up for me, I will say. The main thing is that, so Conor was in and out with this guy at the same time. And Conor says that everything that happened that night is consensual. And we see this a lot with cases where a lot of it is deemed rape, but really it's just turning around after and the other person is saying it's rape. And this is highly controversial because I can't say, like, I have to say, as of now, Conor's technically guilty. But if they appeal that decision, there's a genuine chance that with the right lawyers, I think this could get turned over. And there could be more facts that come out about this. Because there was another man, apparently, and this is the man saying it himself, going in and out with Conor. They're taking turns, apparently. And that everything that happened that night was consensual. Now, I will say, I don't know what Conor did himself, because I believe they were, like, just, like, swapping rooms or whatever. But, man, it's just so odd to me. Some facts aren't lining up, yet some things are. But we've seen Conor get dropped by... So, the first company to do it was IO Interactive with Hitman. If you've ever played the Hitman games, they're really fun. I do recommend them. And they had Conor McGregor, and you could kill Conor McGregor in the game. And they dropped him. They removed the free content, everything from that. And then recently, he's actually been dropped by Proper 12. Which, that surprised me. Proper 12 was like his thing. That's kind of what like made him super rich, other than the Mayweather fight. Like, Proper 12 McGregor is built different. And by that, and it's not in a good way. You can notice a severe drop-off in Conor before Mayweather and Proper 12, and Conor after Mayweather and Proper 12. And you really notice a difference that money made to him. He really was not great in the Khabib fight. Now, I will say he took a round off Khabib. But still, there's a noticeable difference. And he just got dropped by Proper 12. Really crazy to me. The whole situation's so odd. And another thing is Conor keeps saying the fight game awaits. Mate, oh my God, the fight game. I'm back. I think he's done. I think he's retiring. I don't think the UFC, I get how big of a star Conor is, but he's really lost a lot of, like, his money. All his deals are all gone. And granted, he's going to be desperate to get back, but do you really want to be affiliated with Conor McGregor again? After how many times he screwed people over? After now rape? I don't know. I don't think he's ever going to come back willingly either. He keeps just trying to fucking bait people in. And I think he's done. I think he's done. I don't think he's ever coming back. Sorry, Michael Chandler. You're going to have to wait a little longer. Maybe a boxing fight will happen after both of you retire. Now, other news. So we got 310, and then we got Tampa. And that's it for the year. Now, looking at both these cards, I'm actually quite impressed with both these cards. But one sticking out to me Or sorry, not one sticking out of me. One fight is sticking out of me. But I want to go through the bout order. I have serious issues with the bout order here. So, actually, I will say the early prelims of 310 aren't horrible. So, from top to bottom, or bottom to top, sorry, we got Kennedy, Nashukwu versus Lucas Brzeski. Brzeski, in my opinion, shouldn't even be in the UFC anymore. So that's fine opening up the card. That's a good one to open up. Clay Guida, Chase Hooper. If Clay Guida loses this, which he probably is, Chase Hooper's fucking elite. He'll have the record for most UFC losses. I think the only person that hasn't beat right now is Jeremy Stevens, and I think he actually might be tied with him. And we got Michael Chiesa, Max Griffin. That's all good. Cody Durden, Josh Van. That's all right, too. Chris Weidman, Eric Anders. Probably should be on just the prelims, but it's okay. Considering it's probably going to be Chris Weidman's retirement fight. But granted, we also had Carla Esparza on the early prelims of UFC 307. That was her retirement. And then opening up the card. Man, this is a good fight. Randy Bryan battle. Those are the two top unranked welterweights. Those are the two top ones. And I got to say, I think Bryan Battle wins this probably. But this should be like on the main card. I would put that on the main card over Bryce Mitchell, Kron Gracie. Like, I would put this above Nate Landwehr, Du Choi, and just put it right smack dab where Bryce Mitchell, Kron Gracie is. And probably swap Bryce Mitchell, Kron Gracie to the spot, like that spot. Open up the prelims. The only other fight I'd put there, I'd probably say you could probably get away with Anthony Smith, Dominic Reyes, because that's probably going to end in a finish. Either Dominic Reyes is going to KO Anthony Smith, or Anthony Smith is going to KO Dominic Reyes. That's the thing. Both these guys are really out of their prime. I'm actually surprised this fight has never happened before. Then there's Vicente Luque, then Garimbo. That's actually fine where it is. Although Movsar and Aljo could also be prelim headliner. But the way they have it sorted out, it's not horrible. Just I really don't like the idea of having to pay for Bryce Mitchell, Kron Gracie. That's a shit fight. I don't like it. Not to mention just Kron Gracie as a whole is a little controversial with getting a ranked opponent somehow. But I like the top three fights. Those are bangers. That's going to be great. And then UFC Tampa, final card of the year, Colby Covington versus Joaquin Buckley. I'm actually going to unbuckle my seatbelt. I had my seatbelt buckled up this whole time, sitting in my fucking parking lot of my school. So main event, we got Colby Covington versus Joaquin Buckley. This is originally Cusciado versus Buckley. But this actually, I won't lie, this shows that Colby Covington is fucking ducking Cusciado. Super hard, I'm not going to lie. This is mass duckage to a whole new extent. Ian Machado, Gary, gets fucking pulled out. He has to fight Shavkat now. And they're like, who could we call? Maybe, I don't know. Usman, what do you think? Too short notice. Okay, JDM, okay, he's still injured. He's probably going to fight at 212 or 312, something like that. Who can we call? Sean Brady? No, we couldn't. Gilbert Burns? No, we can't do that. Oh, let's call up Colby. I know he'll pick up. Hey man, what's up? You want to fight Joaquin Buckley in a month? You say Buckley? Yeah, and not Ian Gary? Yeah, all right. That sounds good to me. He's a nerd and a virgin. Okay, great. Yeah. We'll see you soon, Colby. I don't know what I was cooking with the Colby impression there to start off. Yeah, I'm surprised Colby's fighting at all. So if he beats Buckley, he will have a win over an active ranked welterweight, which surprises me. And then co-main, we got Amanda Ribas, Mackenzie Dern. As to how Amanda Ribas is in the red corner, is confusing me a little, considering Mackenzie Dern's ranked number 6. But okay. And Ribas is ranked number 8. That makes sense. We got Club Swanson versus Billy Q. That's another good one. Vitor Petrino, Dustin Jacoby, 2 top unranked light heavyweights. Both coming off crazy losses to those guys are both huge favorites in their fights. Everyone was expecting Jacoby to beat Reyes, and everyone even more was expecting undefeated Vitor Petrino to beat Anthony Smith. But I guess we all got that wrong, and we got Michael Johnson coming back, fighting someone. Adrian Yanez, he's also back. And another fight that definitely will determine someone getting a ranked opponent next. And honestly, I think he should be fighting another ranked opponent, or a ranked opponent next. Yoel Alvarez versus Drakkar Klose. I don't know why Yoel Alvarez isn't fighting a ranked opponent. Is that just me? I think he should be fighting someone who's ranked. But I don't know. And then also, Sean Woodson should not be fighting Fernando Padilla. He should be fighting a ranked opponent as well. He beat Alex Caceres, who had just gotten kicked out of the rankings. Now, I will say, I thought it was a robbery. But the winner of that fight, in my eyes, deserved a ranked opponent. So I say give him ranked opponent, but I guess not in the UFC's eyes. And then below that, we got Manel Kape, Bruno Silva. Why? These are 2 ranked flyweights. This is like Manel Kape, Bruno Silva. Or, not Bruno Silva. Muhammad Mokaev. But A, minus the drama, and B, they might actually hit each other. Yeah, all the build-up for that fight was crazy, and it was not worth it. And, yeah, just all around, 2 solid cards to end off the year. But, yeah. All right, what else is there that happened recently? Oh, Yuri Prochazka and Jamal Hill has been confirmed for UFC 311. Now, I'm hoping that is the co-main to, what's it called? I'm hoping the main event is Islam versus Arman, but I don't know it because Islam's saying he hasn't gotten the contract yet. So what other main events could we have? We could have Zhang Weili might come back, but at the same time, I'm pretty sure Tatiana Suarez was booked for UFC Tampa, and she had to pull out. So Tatiana Suarez might be injured. And fighting a month later, I'm not sure that she'll be fully healed, especially for a title opportunity. And we could have maybe Valentina Shevchenko, but I doubt it. Potentially Juliana Pena, but I doubt that one even more. I don't know what happened to Zhang Weili. I don't know why she started fighting once a year. I didn't know that was the standard. But we could see Islam Arman. That's what I'm hoping for. Potentially Pereira Roundtree. Pereira versus Ankalaev. I don't know, though. I think Pereira's probably going to come back around March or April. Something like that. I was hoping that Tom's, big news that he was posting about was going to be his next fight, but it wasn't. It was like, you get to watch me talk about fighting and what's next in March in Tybura. Yeah, that was not fun. Can't get Pantoja. Probably not Merab. I think that's going to be March. I think Merab's really set on fighting in March. Maybe because he's ducking Umar. And I will say, I've said this forever, Umar does not deserve a title shot. I think I'm one of a few people that say that. I'm call me delusional, but Petr Yan deserves one over Umar. Umar's fought nobodies and fought Corey, and that's it. And Merab even made a video the other day saying that. And, he's not ducking him. That's a fair point. Or he is ducking him. Different story. But it's not like a John Jones duck where he's, the interim champion. He actually has to defend against him. There's other contenders that he can actually fight. Now, granted, he did 50-45 Petr Yan years ago, but I think that getting several wins at the highest level instead of just one and then fighting nobodies is worth it to me to get a title shot. If you think about it, what did Umar do to get ranked? What did he do? He did nothing. Like, he actually did nothing. He beat no one. It's kind of like Shamil Gaziev. What did Shamil Gaziev do to get ranked? Like, really? He has 3 fights in the UFC, and 2 of them were wins against Martin Bidet and Don'Tale Mayes, and one of them was a loss to Jairzinho Rozenstruik. He already had his ranked opportunity, and he fucking quit due to cardiac arrest, for Christ's sake. Like, jeez, man. Just pisses me off. Anyways, I'm going to call it for this episode. These episodes are usually always a little shorter. We'll be back next week. We got 310 next week. I'm going to the Bills game this Sunday. I can't wait. Yeah, going down to Buffalo. The weather's supposed to be pretty bad, but we're Canadian, so we're used to it. But, yeah. Anyways, thanks for listening again, guys. Really hope you guys like this episode. And I'll see you all next week. Have a good one.